when you plant seeds, do you ever put the seeds in your mouth and like
most of the time?
Yeah. So like, can you talk about that imparts the energetics?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the theory goes that, I mean, seeds need to germinate, and they generally germinate in moisture like that. So if you put them in your mouth and you have them there for enough time, it can help them to get the signal to germinate. And when your DNA is imparted through the saliva to the seed itself, it gets some communication. And so then it picks up a little bit on your resonance. So then when it does sprout and then it grows into its plant, it has some memory of you. So then because its profile is in relation to the environment, which is in relation to the water that falls on it through the rain, the amount of sunlight it gets, this nutrient profile of the soil. And it basically is in a dance with that. And it grows in a specific way that is in relation to its environment. And so when it's had our energetics imparted into it, that is part of its environment, us, especially if we're around it and we water it and we talk to it. And we might pee on it or spit on it or something like that. And then we're part of its environment. So what it will produce will be of benefit to us more so than if it's just a random plant from somewhere else and it hasn't got our imprint in it. Is that your understanding of it as well? Or?
Yeah, it makes sense. But I mean, how do you obviously prove this thing? But yeah, it's like, why not? And if it can help it germinate, but mechanically it can help.
That's how the story goes, because we don't necessarily really know. But at the same time, I would rather because what we carry, what we project is the reality essentially. So if our reality is being projected from a greater connection to the plant, that can only be a benefit, because the connection to it is, well, I should say, the disconnection to things in nature is part of what causes our dis-ease in life. So if we can cultivate a greater connection, whether germinating seeds in your mouth is a real thing or not, I'd still rather live that way, because it gives me, and I can project that greater connection.
Yeah, and then it's like, and if you make your own soil, like it just works with everything. The more energy you put in it's like with business, like with life, relationships, energy in, energy out kind of thing.